Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's video, we're going to reveal our team changes, and we're preparing for round 7. Okay, would you believe it? We're preparing for round 7, that far ahead. Now, with our team, it's in different stages. Okay, well, the Supercoach season is in different stages. Rounds 1 to round 3, okay, I see it as pole position. Okay, you're going for the pole position. You want to be in that top 1,000, even top 5,000. Okay, in the first 3 rounds. That's your pole position. All right. Rounds 4 to round 7, or round 4, 5, and 6. The next 3 rounds are a pit stop. Okay, so because they've got the bye rounds again. Okay, you got a bit of a pit stop, and then round 7. Until round 12 is a sprint. Okay, you've got a bit of a burst. You need to burst out of the blocks in round 7. So we're preparing for round 7. The next 3 rounds, 4 rounds, round 12, 13, 14, and 15, another pit stop. Okay, and then another sprint to the finish line. So that's what we're aiming for. Just cover down. So here's the plan. Now in 2022, okay, we're going back, wind the clock. In round 3, I was ranked 106, okay? But then I dropped. So you can actually say 106, but my team wasn't as strong. So it sort of fluctuated. So by the time I got to round 7, it's when I started, all right? And that's what we're aiming for this time. However, there was no bye rounds that year. So we sort of planned it for best 22. Whereas this year, we're sort of handicapped with these bye rounds, okay? So we're sort of got to work out structures and plans. So here's the plan. Well, I'll show you my team first, okay? Let's go for the team. How do we go this week? All right, let's go to home. How do we go this week? We scored a 2017, which was a very good year for Richmond. It's just coming down. 2017, we're happy with that, okay? Because we had 2 primos missing, so I was actually happy to finish... to be top 5,000 this week, just to hold ground. That's what I wanted, the top 5,000. But we managed to sneak into the top 693 right now. So we're ranked 693. I'm actually very happy with this. We now look at our team, all right? Now, for best 22, what do we need? All right, so for best 22, we need players that can score, okay, on field. We've got 26 from House, okay, so he's not going to score much. The top 5 here can score, so we're happy here. In our midfields, actually, let's optimize. Let's put the players in the right spots, okay? In our midfields, we're strong enough, okay? We've even got Sanders on the bench, okay? So, midfield is strong. We can actually put Sanders on the field and get rid of Wines if we have to. That gives us more points on ground, so we can sort of utilize Wines as cash elsewhere if we have to. That's another option, all right? In our forward line, for best 22, we have a bit of a problem, okay? We don't have many good scorers. We've only got, we've got Jordan, who's not going to do much, all right? We've only got 2 players that's going to score well, because our team was designed for best 18, so we're sort of switching now to best 22. But it's going to be best 18 again the following week, so it doesn't really matter if we have a bit of a downwards trend this week. So we're just going to try to hold ground this week. So here's the plan. All right, I had a few options, all right? I could trade out Wines, all right? We'll trade out Wines, which then we can push in, where is he? Wilson in there, all right? Which then puts Sanders on ground, all right? So we're getting maximum points from the midfield. And with the cash from Wines, we can bring in Flanders, all right? Get over here. Well, Flanders comes in. All right, and then all we need now is complete the trade. All right. So we've only done 1 trade. Okay, so 1 trade has got us pretty much. Who do we take off? Let's take off. Jordan's a donkey down there. Let's take off Campbell for now. All right. So with the 1 trade, we've evened out the team. However, we haven't sort of fixed our backline issue. All right, and we haven't really done much in the forward. We've got 3 players that are going to score 50-50, all right? We're not really happy. And we got Howes here. So what else can we do? Well, we can trade out Jordan. All right, if we trade out Jordan, who can we bring in? Let's trade out. Let's get some more cash. If we get another 200k in here, let's trade out Howes. All right, let's bring in a rookie, defensive, 123k. All right, get over here, 123k rookie. All right, who's available? All right, 120. We've got Draper available, I suppose. So let's put Draper in there. Now that gives us 451 cash. For 451, is there anyone available? Players I can afford. All right, let's have a look at 451k. Let's go by the average. Who's available? That's good. Well, Max King, what's he been doing? What's he done? He's got a break even of -29. His scores this year have been 115 and 110. Playing against Richmond, GWS, Dogs. Well, Max King, he could be an option, all right? We've already got Powell. There are no other options, okay, at that price. If we go down, there's nothing, okay? So that's one option, all right? So if we don't take this and push Wilson there, all right, are there any options here? Let's have a look. Actually, let's put Wilson back there. Let's get rid of Draper. All right, let's bring in Western Bulldogs rookie. Let's bring in Darcy. All right. Now, is there anyone available in defence at 451k? That's half decent. We've got Bramble, who's averaging 96. Bramble, break even of 17. Okay, he scored a 107, 84, and 98. Sort of an awkward price. If I'm going to spend this kind of cash, I'd rather have a keeper. So I don't really like Bramble. I want to have a keeper. All right, is there any keepers here I can have? There aren't any. All right, there's nobody. There's Himmelberger. He's not a real keeper. No one that I like. Okay, so we have a sort of small problem right now. We can't find the play we want. So this trade's not going to work. All right, so let's cancel this. Now, let's move over to another trade. Let's keep what's his name? Let's undo trades. Confirm. Let's keep Wines. All right, maybe Wines comes good. Okay, maybe Wines gets DPP and becomes a forward. We don't know. Okay, we don't know what the coach is going to do with Wines. He might be useful later on. Let's just keep Wines for now. We can always upgrade Wines to a really good gun mid later on. Okay, like Butters. So there's no harm in holding Wines. So optimize again, because we got Wines at M6. All right, so we can play Roberts and McKercher or Roberts and Sanders and move McKercher to the back line later on. So we can actually hold Wines there and use his cash, 500k it'll be, and bring in a jet. Okay, it won't cost much, an extra trade. It's only 2 trades for that. So Wines can stay there. However, our forward line is a disaster, all right, for best 22. Let's try this trade, all right? Let's get rid of the junk, all right? Jordan is not good, okay? Let's trade him out to the Western Bulldogs boy, Darcy, all right? Let's go, where's Darcy? Sam Darcy, all right? So Sam Darcy comes in. That gives us 290k cash. Now, if we trade out Howes, now let's have a look at Howes. Howes' break-even is 30, all right? He didn't even get that this week. He got 20-odd, all right? Now, he can get 60s. If he gets a 60-odd, he makes, what, 15k, okay? Maybe 12k, all right? So it's not much. He's nearly cashed out right now, 215k. We made bananas on him. Just coming down. Anyway, so if we get rid of Howes, all right, we've got 505k. Is there anyone available at that price? Let's have a look. Players we can afford. 505k. We're still short. Okay, speaking of short, there's short available. We don't want short. There's nobody. I don't want Lloyd. I don't want Heppel. I don't want NWM. All right. Is there anyone else? There's nobody. All right, so that's not going to work. So, which means we might have to make another trade. So if we trade out Gipkus, all right, and bring in the Freo boy. Now the Freo boy that's well, there's Draper available, and he's on the bubble, and his break even is minus 32, so he's going to make some cash, and he's got good job security. But the player that I really want is Warner. Okay, he's got a break even minus 10. If he plays this week, and he's scored a 63, but that's in 3/4 of the game, I'm probably going to bring in Warner. But for now, let's bring in Draper. All right, so Draper comes in. That now gives us 532k cash. All right, so is there anyone available at 532k? Let's have a look. Players I can afford. Well, there is, and we talked about him the other day. That's Jeremy McGovern. Now, Jeremy McGovern, his break even is 33. His scores this year, all right, 109 against Port. Now, Port are very hard to score against, especially for defenders. And McGovern to go 109 is pretty big. I mean, Vlastuin, he went 70 against Port. Then he scored 144 against GWS. Now, GWS is even harder to score against. I mean, you've seen their forward firepower, okay? They've got marking players everywhere. He scored 144 against them, okay? And then, if that wasn't hard enough, he scored a 120 against the Western Bulldogs, who also have players that can take strong grabs. So, he's done really well against the tough teams. Now, have a look at the draw opening up. He's got Sydney, and Vlastuin scored 150 against them. He's got Richmond. They've lost all their forwards. He's got Freo. Freo doesn't have many good full forwards. He's got Gold Coast. That might be a tougher matchup. But then again, Ben King, it's against King, okay, Max King. Against Essendon, it's an easier draw. Collingwood, it's a bit easier. And Melbourne, his draw is opened up. It only gets tough probably the Adelaide game, okay? The rest is easy. And then you got St Kilda. So McGovern's draw is good. However, let me show you something. McGovern's record isn't that good, all right? His best average has been 90, okay? And that's it. That was a long time ago, 2017. He averaged 90. Then it's 89s, 86s. And not much game time. You could see 11, 15, 10, 9. There's not much time on ground. It hasn't played many games. So, big injury risk with McGovern. However, let me show you something else. This is an article in afl.com.au that when I typed in Google, and it says here, this was dated back in March, start of the year, okay? It says, I lost trust in my body. Eagle star puts injury-riddled years behind him. Okay, Jeremy McGovern hopes he can put his injury troubles behind him after a trip to Qatar to help him better understand his body. It looks like he's had the best pre-season he's ever had. He's in ripping form, and both on the field and off the field. Looks like his body is holding up this time. It's a punt, all right? He's never gone over 90, which I'm going to show you something else in a minute. It's a punt I'm willing to take. He's owned by only, let's have a look. How many people own him? Jeremy McGovern. He's only owned by 3% of people. That's very low. If he breaks out with 3% of people owning him, let's say he goes at 110. I mean, I've already got Shiesel. I've already got Dacos. I've already got Ryan. Okay, I'm expecting all them to go at 110 plus. If McGovern can join them, and then all I'm missing is Stewart. And I can see McGovern finishing top 6 for a couple of reasons. All right, let me show you. I'm going to kicking breakdowns, okay? Let's go to 2023, last year, all right? They had Shannon Hearn doing the bulk of the kickings. And now Shannon Hearn's gone, okay? They had Wiverton doing a lot of kickings. He can't get a game. I mean, they haven't hardly got a team. Wiverton can't get in. Okay, he's in the bad books with the coach. He's been naughty. Okay, he can't defend. That's his problem. So Wiverton is on the team. All right. So who else is taking the kickings then? It's not going to be Yo because Yo's playing in the midfield. Duggan's going to take a few. Let's have a look. Who's taking the kickings in 2024? Up the top, it's McGovern. He was sharing it with Hunt, who the last 2 weeks didn't take the kick-ins. Okay, so it's between Duggan and McGovern, and if Duggan takes the kick-in, he kicks it to McGovern anyway. So it's the same thing as him taking a kick-in. Okay, so it's actually not bad for McGovern's role. The taking kick-ins is an extra 20 points. His best average is 90. An extra 20 points gives you that 110. Okay, so there's your 110 from the kick-ins. And that's pretty much what you're getting now. But there's more. Let's go to a McGovern big game last year, all right? A big game where he had... I mean, look at his time on ground. 75%, 83, 74, 55, 37, 79. There's a big one, 87, 35, 33. He hasn't had time on... He's been injured every time, okay? That's why his averages are low. Let's go for this one. 87. What's centre half back? I want to go last year full back. All right. The last 3 games. All right. This is his role. It's not much. Okay. It's not really full back. It says full back, but it's more half back. Okay. Let's have a look at another heat map. Last year. Let's have a look at this one. Well, this one's more centre half back. Okay. It's not a bad role, but there's no kick-ins. Let's have a look at another map. This one. Again, it's not bad, all right? But this year, what's he done different? All right, let's have a look. Well, it's the same thing as the other ones, except you got the kick-ins now, okay? He's the main man. Let's have a look at another map. This was against Port Adelaide. This map is against GWS. Again, it's centre half back. He's just in that back line, okay? And he's in the prime area, right in the middle. That's where I want him. I don't want him on the middle around here. I want him in the middle because that's where he defends. How'd he go last week? Where was he? Again, positioned in the middle. Then he goes for a bit of a dash as well, which is I'm starting to like that. Okay, it's something new for him. It's a gamble. Okay, I'm not saying he's gonna be the next Luke Ryan. Okay, but there is a chance that he can break out. Let's have a look at another map from way back. Actually, I can't go too far back. Let's go 2017. All right, where was he playing in 2017? He's playing centre half back in 2017. All right, that's his best role, half back. His points per minute are very high. And this is centre half forward, centre half back. This is a bad game. He only had 49% time on ground, but a decent game, a centre half back. It's again similar to the one we got now, except he's got the kick-ins. Okay, it's extra 20 points. Plus, his body is in better shape. Now, another player that I can grab, if I do a couple of different switches, is Lachie Whitfield. Now, with Lachie Whitfield, his averages are not bad this year. 124, 118, 108. Last year, to the back end, they're decent, right? 92, 95, 87. They're not high there, but there are some high ones. Let's have a look at his heat maps, because maybe we'll go for Whitfield, all right? I've got the 2 options, because they're both in the same price range. Let's have a look at Whitfield. Now, if I go Whitfield, all right, go for kick-ins this year, he's had 9, 6, and 1. Well, that 1 was against North, where North only kicked 4 behinds, okay? So he had 25% of them. But the 9 against West Coast is appealing. And even a 6 against Collingwood. Himmelberg's having a few, but Whitfield's having more. Let's go to Whitfield's heat map. All right, let's go Supercoach, because Whitfield could also be a top 8. Now with Whitfield, playing on a half-back role, scoring 124. I want to see this 108 game or 118 game, because this one he only had 1 kick in. All right, this was against North. So where's his? Oh, he's all over the place. This is actually quite good as well. Okay, this is a very good map. That's that one. Let's have a look at this one. These are very good maps. Okay, that's another good map. All right, let's have a look at this one here. Again, all right, this is solid. Okay, from Whitfield's. Here's another option. I actually don't mind the Whitfield option as well. The advantage of having Whitfield is if it rains, Whitfield can still score. Whereas if it rains, we may have a few problems for intercept marking for McGovern. So Whitfield doesn't rely on intercept marking, so he just kicks the ball, gets the ball. Let's have a look at his stats. Okay. His tackles, they're not high, all right? So 2, 1, 3, 3. His marks are very high. I mean, 14 marks against Collingwood. There's a lot of chip marking around, and he's always leading. So that's a good sign. 14, but he's got 8 and 5. So he's that player that runs around all the time, runs all day. His time on ground, 85%. Is it about 80%, man? Last year, where did he play? Let's have a look. Have a look at a bad game. A bad game for him is 87. All right. Let's have a look at a bad game. Well, he wasn't playing the same role from the looks of it. Okay, it looks like he was in a different role. It looks like this year they let him loose. Another bad game. Let's have a look at a decent game. That's where his role changed. He's all over the place. It's a toss-up for me between Whitfield and McGovern. I don't mind the Whitfield option either. Now, let's have a look at this Whitfield option. What can we do to get Whitfield in? Well, we're going to do the same trade. So Jordan's going to go out. I mean, Jordan's not scoring high anyway, all right? So we don't really need Jordan. Plus, we need his cash. And his break-even's gone up the roof now. Even though he has an easy game, he's on the wing now. He's not getting those midfield minutes anymore. So he's not good for me. Now, like, for example, with Jordan, would I pay $344K for him? No way. Okay, so I might as well trade him out at $344K. So Darcy comes in. Then we have to find our worst forward. Which one is worst performing right now? Well, there's room for improvement for Sexton. All right, he has room to improve. His break-even was -5. It's not that bad. He has scored a 70 and a 60. He just had a bad game against the Dogs. He's got an easier games coming up. GWS, Hawthorn, West Coast, even Brisbane right now. The Sydney one might be tough. So I might keep Sexton and get rid of Wilson. Okay, even though Wilson has Richmond this week. So we'll get rid of Wilson. And speaking of Richmond, let's bring in the Richmond boy. Where is he? I'm trying to find him. Okay. What can I find him? There he is. Okay. My boy, Lafau. Lafau comes in. Lafau's job security has increased. It's only 102K, which gives me that 63K extra from Wilson. Okay. And by doing that, it's time to let Howes go. By letting Howes go, I can then bring in players I can afford. And Whitfield is on top of the list. Well, I still can bring McGovern, but now I can afford Whitfield. And that's the team. And they're the trades. So we're going to use a boost again this week, but we're bringing in an extra primo, and we're not taking out a primo. You know, we're keeping Wines. So now, how many primos do we have? Well, we've got 5 in the back line. Okay, we have 2. Actually, let's optimize. All right, we've got 5 in the back line. We've got 6 in the midfield, so that's 11. We've got Gawn and Sherry, that's 13. We've got Heaney, that's 14. And, well, we can call Powell a keeper in the forward line because there's nobody else. But this is a 14 primos and one sort of in-between one. It's not too bad, especially this time of the year. So what we need is scoring power. Where's it coming from? Well, the back line's strong enough now. Midfield is very strong. Right, we even got Sanders on the bench. Because next week, Roberts has a bye. All right, so I can actually put Sanders on the field and Roberts goes on the bench. So I don't lose Roberts. So Roberts doesn't affect me. That's why I'm happy to keep Wines this week. Although I may still trade out Wines if I want to and turn him into Flanders next week. Wines break even is 77. Flanders break even is also 77. So there's not much difference there. It'll only cost me 2 trades. So that's one possibility. Now I also have another option, and this was my plan from the start. Okay, but I've actually got two more options. Okay, now this is option number one. Trade out Wines. Okay, bring in the Butterman. Okay, where is he? Where's the Butterman? Average. Bring in Butters. Now this also gives me pretty much the best midfielders. I've got Sarong, Ryan, Green. I've got the best, the top 6 averaging players. Top 7 out of top 8 averaging players right now. So it's actually not too bad. Okay, so bring him in, and then we've got to take out House. Players I can afford. Nobody at the moment, right? Let's forget about that. Let's go to Freo. All right, and we're going to bring in Draper. So Draper comes there. Now, we still need 12k. We'll take out Wilson. He's our underperforming forward at the moment. Out of all our rookies, he's our worst one. So we'll trade him out, because you want to keep your good rookies for as long as possible. And if there's rookies that are not performing, you just let them go. Okay, even if they haven't got much cash in them, it doesn't matter, because they're not going to make much cash. So let him go, and then bring in the Western Bulldogs boy, Darcy. So this is another plan. All right, confirm the trade. And what this does, if we optimize, right, this allows me to put Roberts and McKercher into the back line. I've also got Sanders here, which I can use. And from that cash I'm going to collect from here, I'll probably bring in an Oliver, or bring in anyone else that I like, or Zach Merritt. Okay, so somebody else comes here anyway in round 7. So I get another primo. So I'll have 7 primos plus Sanders in there, because that's what we're preparing for round 7 now. The only problem is then my forward line is a mess. But at the moment, we don't even know who the good forwards are. So it is a problem, but it's not that bad. Okay, that's another plan. All right. Let me show you another plan now. Now another option. Okay. Now, with Ollie Wines, I'm waiting for confirmation that he's going to be forward mid. At the moment, it doesn't look like it, all right? But if he is, I may as well keep him, okay? If he's going to be forward mid, well, what's the point of trading him out and then trading back in again? One can just keep him and move him to the forward line later on. So that's another option I've got to keep Wines. So if I keep Wines, then I just trade out Jordan. All right, and just strengthen that forward line a little bit. Bring in Flanders. We've still got to find the cash, so take out Howes. Bring in from Freo. Let's go Freo. Bring in Draper. Okay, we'll need 22k more. Take out Wilson. Again, same thing as before, and then we bring in the young boy here, Sam Darcy. Okay, we'll complete these trades. So what we've done is we've strengthened the forward line. And I don't mind strengthening the forward line, because the back line is going to be a full strength once McKercher and Roberts go there, although it's not full, but it's better than nothing. Then if 2 are gone missing, we're going to have to bring in, if Wines is a keeper, we can push Wines down here. If Wines is no good and not going to be a forward, we can upgrade Wines to a gun mid. Okay, next week maybe. Wines' break even is 77. We can pray that he gets more midfield time. Okay, and his draw's quite easy. He plays Essendon, Freo, Collingwood. He's got an easy draw. Problem is, if they use their tagger, they're going to tag Essendon, they're going to tag Freo, they're going to tag Collingwood, and they're going to tag all 3 of them. They're even going to tag St Kilda and Adelaide. So the chances are Wines won't get that midfield time, because all the tagging's going to happen. That's Drew. Drew is their tagger, and he always goes in the middle. Anyway, so that's another option. So maybe Wines has to go. But I'm actually liking this idea as well because I want Flanders while he's cheap because Flanders break even is 73. The only problem with Flanders now is that his draw is hard. He's got GWS. That's a tough one, all right. Then he's got an easier draw. Then he's got Hawthorn. Then he's got Sydney as a tough draw. Then he has West Coast, Brisbane, North. He's got easy games coming up. Okay, so we've got 2 tough ones and the rest are easy. I'm calling Brisbane easy now. Can you believe that? Anyway, so that's Flanders. So I'm sort of stuck. Do I bring in Flanders now and keep Wines? Because best 22 this week. So I might as well enjoy Wines' points in best 22. If he scores me 100, I'm going to get extra points. And plus when it's best, actually let's do the optimize. All right. So, and even when it's best 17 or best 18, the following week Roberts ain't playing, so he's going to go, and then Sanders comes in. I've still got a Wines in them. You're still getting 100 points from Wines. It's not that bad. I might even go this way and just bring in Flanders this week. I don't mind that option. Now, you've just witnessed all the trades that require a boost. There's also options without the boost. We don't have to go nuts. Now, here are some other options, and I don't mind these options as well. And I'm going to explain to you my thought process with these options. Okay, let's move this up a bit. Now, we're going to take out Wines, because what this does, it moves... it keeps Sanders on field rather than have Sanders on the bench. Okay, so we maximise points. And so we keep Sanders on the field now. Take out Wines. We take out Howes. So there's 2 players gone. We move Wilson into the midfield. We bring in the Western Bulldogs boy. Where is he? Darcy. Okay, so Darcy comes in. Gives us 635k left. Okay, players I can afford. I can almost afford anybody now in defence. So I can get let's go averages. Okay, so we can go McGovern. Okay, we can go Whitfield. We can go Stewart. We can go Clark. So I can get any one of the boys I want now. So let's just put for now Whitfield in there because I'm sort of liking Whitfield. I'm liking Whitfield more than I'm liking McGovern at the moment. So I'm tossing towards midfield. Now what this does, it gives me 90k spare. Okay, now let's complete this trade. Now that 90k spare does me a lot because I add that to Jordan for next week. It gets him up to around about 450k. Then I'm probably just one more trade. And I can get Flanders next week. Okay, so I'm upgrading my team every week non-stop. Okay, so that's another advantage, and I'm really liking that advantage. And also, if we optimize a team, okay, it's giving me now Sanders on field. Even though Roberts misses next week, I have Carroll available to replace Roberts next week, so that's not a problem. And then I get Roberts back the following week back on field. So I'm liking this option as well. Now, I've been asked a few questions lately. I want to answer these questions. It's in regards to players. Let me just go to players. Okay, I'll go to players. Price between, say, where's the prices here? Why can't I say the price? There it is. Say 380k. And just say 210k, all right? And let's go on average. Now, I'm asked about questions about players like Hollins, players like Bramble, even rookies. Okay, so players like, let's go down a bit, Dempsey, okay? I've been asked questions. Should we bring them in? Okay, the questions. Bramble, Dempsey, Keane, I've been asked about him. Lyons, if you want him. So you got a few. Parfit, okay, you got a few. Should you bring them in? Well, besides Powell, okay, which I think you should, even at 375k, I think you should bring in Powell if you don't have him. These other ones, I'm not sure, because what happens, all right, when you got best 18, and you got a player that, let's say they score 80s, these players, all right? So if they're going to score 80s, I've got players here that are scoring 65, all right? So instead of having well, forget about Jordan, but let's just say Carroll scoring a 65. All right, I miss out on an 80, all right? However, I gain on a Whitfield who's going to score a lot more than the rookie that I had on field. So even though I lose 15 points here, I gain extra on that primo. So I'm more about guns on rookies now. The best 18 has really got me going with the guns on rookies. It's virtually set up my season, the best 18. I'm completely avoiding meat prices, okay? I'm actually trying to get rid of them all. Okay, I don't want any more. I don't want to bring any in. I want to get rid of them. Just come it down. So the only mid price I've got left is going to be Jordan, and he's going to go next week. I can get rid of him this week, but there's no point. Okay, he's playing West Coast. He has a break even of 44, so I might as well just get extra cash out of him, and then just trade him into next week and make him become Flanders. Okay, and that pretty much I'm set. Then my forward line will have Flanders in there. Plus put Darcy there, right? And the rookies here are making cash anyway. Then we just wait, because I don't think the following week we'll have a trade to make in round 6. I can't see any trades that we can do, so we might have to sit out round 6. Let's see how we go. Now, there is something I want to share with you. It's a small problem that we're all going to face. This could be a big problem, not even a small one. Okay, I want to show it to you. I just want you to calm it down. Now, players. Okay, let's go to players. Let's go to players with a filter under 140k. All right, because what happens is when you got cows that are fat, okay, you want to cash them out, and you want to bring in players. Rookies, okay, because you need the cash, because you want to keep building your team, right? That's how it works. However, what happens if there are no rookies? Okay, so I mean, I don't want to alarm you or anything like this, but let's have a look at what's coming up. This year, at the start of the year, we had a lot of rookies. We didn't even know who to pick. Okay, we had so many to pick from. We had no idea who to choose. But the problem has become now is they've all played. You can't get them, okay? You have to get the new ones. And the best ones are gone, okay? We've got the leftovers left now, okay? So who's left? Well, we've got Darcy, we've got Draper. Dean doesn't have job security, right? McInnes isn't really scoring that well. He's averaging 50, okay? So he's not really doing that well. Although averaging of 50 is not too bad, but he scored 28 this week. Now, Naismith has a 93, so maybe, but he's a ruckman, so there's no ruckman to cash out to get Naismith. Although I do have Naismith. Manor has been dropped. Okay, so he hasn't got job security. Averaging 43 is a gun, but he got dropped. Lafau may have job security. His break even is -6, so you can actually get him for about 130k next week if you want Lafau. All right. You got Warner. McCullum played round 1, hasn't played since, okay? Mitchell was a sub this week, scored 28. There's not much more, okay? Hasty scored 18. I think he was a sub as well. Zach Reed, we already have in our team. Might as well keep him, okay? He's going to come back around 7. Going down, there's not much, okay? We're in a bit of strife coming up, because even if these rookies get named, they may just play one game and get dropped, or they may become like these rookies and just become subs and score us 20s, 28s. So what do you do with your team? All right, let's say Draper's cashed out and Williams, they're up to about 250k each. All right, well, Williams is already there. Let's say Williams goes to 300k. You want to cash them out. Well, we're going to move Roberts and McKercher there, so we're going to cash these two out. All right, we're going to bring in another primo here somehow. But after these two are cashed out, what are you going to do with these ones? All right, the Carrolls and the Clarks and the Sextons and players like Campbell, Cadman. What are you going to do with these players? How are we going to cash them out? Let's say we cash them out to a player that may play 1 or 2 games. We have bye rounds coming up. After round 7, we've got round 12, 13, 14, 15. We need players that are going to play these rounds to have a half-decent score. Okay, what's a sideways trade our players on fields? We've got a problem. It could be a huge problem. So we're going to play it, see how we go, because we're all in the same boat now. Okay, we could all be sinking right now. Just come down. But I advise right now, with the rookies that you got, and build your team as strong as possible. Okay, at least this way you got the guns. Okay, because once these cows get fattened up, we're gonna have a problem cashing them out. Okay, that's the only problem. We're gonna have at the ATMs. When you go to withdraw cash, there's going to be no cash at the ATMs. They're going to be empty. Someone has to empty them out. Now, these are the 4 players that we're targeting. Which one should I bring in? Put in the comments below. Is it Flanders, Butters, Whitfield, or McGovern? Who do I bring in? I'm confusion. Just come down. I'm probably going to not put Butters in. Okay, so it's going to be between Flanders, Whitfield, and McGovern. Do I need a defender? Or do I need a forward? I probably need a forward, but I also need a defender. So it's very confusing for me right now who I need to bring in. I'll work it out during the week. Probably spend a whole day today thinking about it and make my final decision tomorrow, because I don't want to do my final decision on Thursday, because I know last-minute decisions don't work out for me. So this year we've been good. We haven't made last-minute decisions. We've accepted our decisions on the Monday and Tuesday, so we're going to stick to that theme. We now go over to our Scodfather group. We've got the number 1 ranking team in the country. Syed, his team name is Shark. That's my friend Shark. He's coming first. Just coming down. Actually, that's not all. We have the Liontown. John's team, Liontown, is coming 5th. We've got 2 of the top 5 players in our group. Raging Bonner, that's Kevin. He's coming to the top 100. He's coming 75th. We've got Victor from Tiger Time. He's my mate. He's coming 83rd. We've got the Pujabbers, Richard, 87th. Just come down, everyone. We've actually got 2 teams on 87th. We've got Ethan, the Dogley team, also 87th ranked. 6 teams that are flying. Actually, that's not all. The Bullfrogs are back, okay? Only one of them. We had 2 Bullfrogs. Only one is continuing. The other one's dropped a bit. But Ben's team, the Bullfrogs, coming 146th. We got Harvey, HD Supercoach, coming 151st. This is unbelievable. We got Josh from North Ball, coming 162nd. And we got the Maltese Falcons just coming down. Okay, the man that loves the Bustitsies, as Charles's team. He had a good week. I mean, he dropped a bit, but doesn't matter. He's still there. 168. Very proud of the top 10. Now, who got the highest score this week in our group? Let's have a look. Well, he's coming first. Okay, Syed is taking all the glory, all the trophies this week. He gets a 10 votes for the best and fairest. Jared's War Machine had a big week, a massive jumped 56,000 spots. Now coming at 7,000. So it only takes 1 week, one good week. He was ranked 63,000. Now he's ranked 7,000. That's all you need. Just follow Jared's footsteps. The Mental Midgets, Mark's team, had a big week. John Liontown, well, we've discussed, he's had a huge week. He jumped to top 5, a massive rank jump. Now, Jared Skits is a friend of mine on Twitter. He had a big week, 2110. He went nuts. And Alien Avengers Vessels team had a big week. Also jumped 41,000 ranking spots. That's huge. Actually, let's go. Syed, he was ranked 473 last week. So from 473 to first is unheard of. Similar to Liontown. And we have the Pirate Dodger, Lionel, have a big jump we mentioned. And Black and White Envy had another big jump. That's a huge jump. do this, do that. That's Chun's team, and also a big jump. So these are massive scores. Very proud of the top 10 at the Scodfather group. Now we go to all our leagues and see what happened this week. Supercoach with DR's Content Legends League, okay, and looks like the Dashing Donkeys they had a decent score, but they couldn't. Obviously, 2017 is a big score this week, so I didn't realize it was that big. It was a top 1% score. I had no idea. I thought I was having a bad week. Anyway, just calm it down. Now going further down, Scodfather Cup 1. The Golden Child, very unlucky. Score a massive 1978 to lose. That's unlucky. My friend Angeline, FASD Warriors, had a bit of a defeat. We'll get to the Scodfather Legends in a minute. Let's go further down. Scodfather Cup 3, my mate Yanko had a loss. And we go further down. Let's have a look. Scodfather Cup 4. Ruben Ginbies, they had a bad week, unfortunately. They got a lift this week. Matthew, you got to get this team up and give them a pep talk. Now, going further down, Scodfather Cup 5. Whole lot of Rosie had a huge score. Very unlucky to lose this game, Adam. Okay, great efforts. Now, going further down, Big Will, also unlucky. He has a lot of close games. Ollie's team, Big Will, they look good, okay, but they're unlucky to lose to a top to a top team like Abs Magic. Just calm it down. And we had Room to the Tomb, and looks like Arun has got a bit of work to do this week. He's got to lift his team up. Now we go to our main league, okay, which is the Scodfather Legends. Let's see how all the legends went this week. All right, let's have a look. Now, what did I do wrong here? All right, game day. All right, let's go game day. Scodfather Legends. Okay, now, Ben did win his matchup against Damon Jackson. So Ben not only got married, he had a big score as well. Ben, he got rewarded twice. And congrats again to Ben. We had a big close game here between Bryce Mitchell and JD, and JD had a big win, 1940. That's a good score. Even Bryce Mitchell had a good score, 1909. Selby went bananas this week, and unfortunately it was Mini Milk that copped it with the Selby banana machine, 2063. That's huge. He would have jumped ranks big time. I told you, Selby, you can't keep him down, okay? He's a very dangerous man. We had Supercoach of DR, 1937, had a good win over JP. JP's coming 19th. Something wrong this year with JP. We're going to have to have a chat to him. Now, Dan Batten come back from behind. Pistol's team was going so well, and then Dan Batten had a big one last game. So 1974 had a win, and he's having a good season as well. Alistair, he's in the top 1,000 this year, Al Payton. He's having a huge year, okay? I'm predicting him to finish top 10. Okay, so Al Payton against my boy Mick from Horses for Courses, just coming down. Okay, well, we saw Abs Magic and poor MJ from Coach's Panel had a bad week. Bad time to have a bad week. Now, but he'll bounce back. He's a gun. Okay, now, Junuff, 1960 against Steve's team, SDD Supercoach, 1926. Steve had a good week, but unfortunately for him, Junuff had a better one. Now, my boy here, Swiss, had a monster week. So did George. They both had a huge week, but Swiss had a 3-point better week. It was virtually a hand pass between them. And centre bounce, they bounced back. Joe, my boy Joe, he's come back, and he beat Tim Mitchell, only just 18-point win. Now we go to the ladder. Okay, let's go to this ladder. How do we go to ladder? Leagues. Okay, get back here. Scodfather Legend, view the league. How's the ladder? Now we've got Abs Magic sitting at the top with a hell of a percentage of 108. Al Payton second. There's only 2 teams now undefeated, and Selby is a danger man here, coming third. And then you got Ben. He's in the top 4. Okay, come out of nowhere, and Ben's come back. Dan Payton, Jackson Davey is having a good season. Junuff and Damon Jackson he dropped in rankings, so that's our top 8. Now. We'll go to the bottom end. What's happening here? We've got MJ and JP. haven't had a win yet, so hopefully their winning will come this week. Now, this league, the Scodfather Legends, is coming 37th, so it's a very, very competitive and strong league. You can't make a mistake any week because any given day, any team can win. It's a very close comp. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Put them down below. I'll try to answer them because usually my answers are incorrect, but I'll try to give the correct answers. And that's all for today. Thank you for joining. And remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.